Hello friends, I am so excited to come to you once again. We are still in January. It hasn't ended yet. January 2026, and I'm just excited about this year because I believe so many good things are coming our way. If you haven't watched my last video, I talked about mindset shift. As we enter into this year and as we go through this year, we need to have a mind that is set to what we want to achieve. And then this time, I'm going to share with us about small steps that we can take. We have to take small steps to achieve everything we've set out to do. I know most of us in the new year, we have things we want to work on. We have things we want to change. We have things we want to accomplish. So many things. But how do we do that? There is a saying, it says, there is only one way to eat an elephant, one bite at a time. So whatever you've set out to do, whatever your goals are, some of you, the Lord has called you to do something. He has called you maybe to travel, to go somewhere, or to help somebody. Or whatever the Lord has called you to do, you have to do it, but it may not be easy to do in just one lump sum. And how would you do it? Just one step at a time. Some of us, we've set goals like you want to pay off debt, you want to eat well, you want to lose some pounds, you want to exercise more, maybe save some money that maybe we didn't do too well last year, that now we've set it as a goal that we have to save some money. Maybe learn a new skill, learn a new language, maybe start a business. I set out to start a coaching business this year, but how are you gonna do all that? The reason sometimes why we don't achieve things is because we think we have to do it quick. We have to do it fast. And we live in the world that is fast-paced. The world we live in is going just like so fast. And if you're not going with it, they say, oh, you're going to be left behind. No, you're not going to be left behind. You're not racing to be something you're not meant to be. You're racing in your own space. You're racing to achieve something for you. You're not competing with people. So with all that, we have to remember that in order to achieve whatever we have set out to achieve, it is one small step at a time, one bite size at a time. A friend of mine by the name Jessica, she wrote these books, and I have a couple of them, and the title is Bite Size. Business Plan Builder. Write your business plan 1 week at a time. Give yourself time to do that. And then this other one is Bite Size Business Builder. Grow your business 1 month at a time. So as much as the world wants us to be so fast, as much as the world wants us to like instant, like microwave stuff, that is not realistic. Even God himself, when you read in Genesis, the first chapter, I'm not going to read the whole thing because it is a little bit long, but I got a little bit of a summary of it. Genesis 1, when you read verses 3 to 5, God created light and separated it from the dark. So day and night were established. And then the second day, Genesis 1, 6 to 8, God created the sun and separated the waters above from the waters below. So you see, he's taking his time. He didn't just say, let me create the world and did it in just like that, instant. He took also time. And this is God we are talking about, who can do it in just a minute. But he also gave himself time. And then day 3, he created the land and plants. God gathered the waters, so dry land separated. He created plants, trees, and vegetation. And on day 4, Genesis 1, 14 to 19, God created the sun, the moon, and the stars to give light, mark seasons, days, and years. And day 5, God created fish, the sea, creatures, and birds to fill the waters. That is Genesis 1:20-23. And day 6, God created animals and humans, and mankind was made in God's image. That is Genesis 1:24-31. And on the 7th day, God rested. So, what do we learn from this? Personally, I learned that I have to give myself time. I have to break things in chunks. It's like going to your garage and it is so messy. There is a lot of stuff and you look at it and you're like, I want to clean this garage, but it is a lot. And you think, I think I can do it in one day. Then you go over there and you get overwhelmed, you get tired, you get stressed. But the good way to do it is to say, okay, it is messy. I want to clean it, but how can I do it? You decide, maybe let me work on this section. You can section it out and you finish that, then you stop. Then the next day, let me work on this, and you finish that, you stop until you finish the garage. And instead of maybe giving up and be like, this is too much, this is so much, I don't want to do the whole thing, and then leave it on the burner. Because we make these goals, we make these things we want to do, but sometimes when it is so stressful, when it is a lot, sometimes we just give up. That's why we can make goals and not achieve them, because they seem big, they seem complex. But if we divide them one bite at a time, one step at a time, I think we can achieve it. So as we go forward in 2026, let's remember that. Even at being a parent, even at being a business person, you're not just gonna come and do everything at once. Just like my friend said, you build it 1 month at a time, 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time. And I think we will achieve it. And also what I can say about that is get some accountability. Get somebody to help. Because we get discouraged sometimes in life. Maybe you've set out to read the Bible from cover to cover. And then you reach somewhere and you're like, oh my goodness, this is taking long. Or you reach somewhere and you're like, oh, this Old Testament is so much for me. But if you have some accountability, maybe somebody you're reading the Bible with, it might be easier. Or just break it. Instead of reading the whole Genesis, kind of like what I did. I broke it in small pieces. Instead of reading the whole thing, today I'm reading the whole Genesis. You won't even remember where you started. So it is better maybe say, every day I'll be reading a couple of chapters. I got into the habit of reading books lately. And what I do, I tell myself I'm going to read 5 chapters in this book tonight. Even if I feel like I can still go on, I'll be like, oh, that's enough. Then tomorrow. Then that way you're not overwhelmed. Okay? And I will say something about my book that I wrote. When I wrote this book, I didn't do it in one day. I know there are some people out there be like, I'll teach you to write a book in a weekend. I'll teach you to write a book in one day. I'm like, oh, okay. I think some people can do it. So it took me a while. This book took me a little over a year to write. And that's okay, You run your own race. And if something is going to take you more than a year, that's fine. As long as you're consistent and you're not giving up. So 1 bite at a time. That's how you eat the elephant, they say. And then the consistency. We can't forget that. So let's learn to take small bites if we want to succeed. And I know we can do it. You may have someone who you can trust to help you to stay on the course. And you can ask them. I'm sure they will be happy to help you. All right? Okay, so let's go out there, do what we can do, and let's trust God to help us. All right, friends, take care of yourselves. Remember, 1 bite at a time.